And I'm going to use that, by the way, that Mo Salah comment as a lovely segue to just get to talk about him.
About time, isn't it, really?
I've been dying to. I've not fact-checked either of these two stats, but I've seen two floating about there over the last hour. One saying that he's now got 51 goals or assists in 39 games this season, which in itself is just ridiculous. But then I saw another one saying that he's got 21 assists this season, which is the highest for any player since Kenny Dalglish in 84-85. Now, first of all, the very fact that you're pulling Kenny numbers is one thing, but I want to say this: Kenny, I would bet my bottom dollar that the vast majority of his assists in 84-85 were for peak Ian Rush. Yeah. Now, with respect to this Liverpool team, Mo Salah doesn't have peak Ian Rush around him. So, you know, when you're thinking of those numbers, it's unbelievable. I don't think maybe people realise, maybe they do, I don't know. But I think we all need to keep telling ourselves that what we're witnessing with Mo Salah this year, it's pure greatness. It's absolute greatness. We've been spoilt for years with him. We had a first year with him which was off the charts, but he's better now. Doesn't mean he doesn't have the same pace. His goals are different now. His play's different. But my God, he's a better player now. He is unbelievable. He's the best player in the Premier League by a mile. And if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or this year, there's something wrong. There's something wrong because he's incredible. I
think I read that he's the first player to have contributed 40 or more goal and assists in 2 Premier League seasons. You know, the stat there about Kenny Dalglish, 21 assists in all competitions, the most since 1984-85. It's the 11th time this season he's scored and assisted in a Premier League game. For the record, Eden Hazard did it 10 times in his career. Mo's done it 11 times this season. It's the first time that someone scored an assist in 11 games in a season since Messi in 13-14, I think I read. I mean, they're just piling up. I mean, the Thierry Henry stat, I raised it earlier this season. There was a year, 2002-03, where Henry contributes 20 assists and I think it's 24 goals for Arsenal. And miraculously doesn't win the Ballon d'Or somehow. Mo's now on 25 goals. He's on 15 assists. This is the stratosphere. Let me get my words out. This is the stratosphere that Mohamed Salah is in. He deserves to be mentioned in the same breath as Thierry Henry as the Premier League's all-time greatest.
As Lionel Messi, to be honest, like that's as far as I go on this. Like, I think there's a degree to which in sports coverage in general at the moment, nostalgia and comparison are the absolute killer of everything. And I'm aware of my sort of hypocrisy in that I've compared him to, for me, the greatest footballer of all time. But when I say that, I mean, like, it's the intelligence of game to sort of be aware of. Well, like Stu says, he maybe has lost a yard of pace down the years, but that's from like the astronomical levels of pace.
And the way his game's evolved.
Exactly, like, yeah.
That pass he plays in the second half,
unbelievable.
Doesn't come to anything, no. but he beats 3 men. Is it Szoboszlai he puts in?
Diaz,
sorry.
Yeah.
Puts Diaz in.
Diaz just gets a loose touch on it. Yeah.
Like, he didn't have that pass in his locker when he first came to Liverpool. It's astonishing.
And that's the thing is like we are like. The Eden Hazard comparison will forever wind me up because again it's that idea of I keep having this thing in my head where I'm like, nostalgia's killing my people. Like, honestly, the way that people talk about Eden Hazard as a footballer, like he's one of those streets won't forget footballers. He's fucking Adel Taarabt. He's not fucking Mo Salah. Mo Salah is genuinely in the stratosphere of an Ian Rush, of a Thierry Henry, of a Lionel Messi. Eden Hazard isn't fit to lace Mo Salah's fucking boots. Eden Hazard has never ever had even a breath of a season like Mo Salah's having this season, and Mo Salah's meant to be finished. This was our one season wonder. This was our fella who would go away to AFCON and the second half of the season would tail off. We're firmly into the second half of the season now, and Mo Salah's still fucking doing that. What he's done to City today, he's took the absolute piss. And I think you were quite generous in calling Vardiol and Ake young lads in the sort of back four there. They're
on the other side.
They're both pretty experienced footballers though. And you know, I would say it wasn't the right hand side that disgraced City today. It was the left hand side, but it was because Mo Salah runs rings around them both. Yeah. It's just like I'm genuinely running out of superlatives to talk about Mo Salah now, and I know we all are, and we all hope the contract thing, you know, comes off in the end, and we all hope that, you know, he's here to stay for many, many more years.
Just on the contract, by the way, if at the end of the season Mo Salah sat there with the Premier League title and maybe even a Champions League as well, and at that point Richard Hughes unveils his contract, right?
On a cloche.
I might at that point bow down at the altar of Richard Hughes and forever call him Mr. Motivator, because what it has fired Mo Salah to this season, the heights it's fired it to, it's no coincidence. You know what I mean? One thing is creating the other here, that motivation. So, you know, Liverpool need him to sign. Of course they do. Mo wants to sign. Of course he does. Why would he want to go and play anywhere else? But maybe the way this is all playing out actually is what's driving Liverpool to as many trophies as they can get.